Hi, thanks for joining me. So today I want to talk about my PlayStation 4 collection. The PS4 has been out here for a couple of years. I was an early adopter. I got it on day one, and it's the only console, actually, that I've ever gotten on launch. That's just been something over the years that I've had a really hard time justifying, and I hadn't really been in a position to do. So, it was very exciting for me, and it's been a console that I've just really enjoyed. Playing on it since day one. I want to go over my whole library here, just kind of give you guys an overview of what my experience has been with the system so far, and what I hope is yet to come. Before I dive right into that, though, I want to let you guys know I have a really cool couple of brand new products. I just got them in literally today, and they're up on eBay on my eBay store, and I'll talk a little bit more about them as I show the games off because they're related, but I just want to let you guys know I have 25 count here DVD case bags. So these are protective cases that you could put any of your DVD sized games in, like PlayStation 2 or Xbox 360 or Wii or Wii U or any of that kind of stuff. GameCube, they're all going to fit in those. I'll talk a little bit more about them later. I also have these PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 case bags. This is a custom product. As far as I know, it's an exclusive product. I haven't seen anybody else making bags specifically for Blu-ray sized games. These will fit like Blu-ray movies and stuff. Blu-ray movies are a little thinner, so there's it's a little bit of a loose fit on those, but on PS4, PS3 games, it's perfect. I bet you it fits Xbox One games. I haven't tried them, though. So anyway, I'll have a link down in the description. You guys can check out my eBay store, and let's talk about some games. For starters, we have Killzone Shadowfall. This was the launch game that I chose for the PlayStation 3. Honestly, I kind of forget what the launch lineup was like. I remember there was Knack. I guess that's the only other one I really remember. I haven't played that as of now, but I did play Killzone, and it's pretty fun. It was a great showcase for how the system looked. It's still, I think, a beautiful looking game. I did get to a certain point in the game where I got stuck, unfortunately, so that's as far as I ever played on it. But, I definitely put some good time into it and enjoyed it. Next up, I'm basically going to go over a handful of games that I haven't played as much, and then I'll get into some other games that I've definitely played, many of them to completion. So first one is Assassin's Creed V Black Flag. Unfortunately, I just hadn't put a lot of time into this. This is one of those games that I ended up getting to a certain extent because I have a very good friend who worked at Ubisoft in Montreal, and I really wanted to support his company and the games that he was working on. I actually kind of forget if he worked directly on Black Flag. I just don't quite remember, but regardless, I feel like I have kind of a personal connection through my friend to these games. So I played a little bit of this, just a very little bit. It seemed cool what I played of it, but I just haven't put a lot of time into Black Flag. Next up, another Ubisoft game, another game I haven't played a lot. I was rather excited about this, which is Watch Dogs. I'm not a big Grand Theft Auto player or anything like that, but the idea of this seemed just kind of interesting. It was a little bit more near future, a little bit more hacking different things, and you're kind of playing this underground kind of hacker character. I just thought it seemed like a really interesting kind of game. Again, I played a very little bit of it and just never really came back to it. And I have a feeling that some of the other games on this list probably drew my time and attention away. But I've been meaning to get back to this for quite a while. Actually, I'd still like to put a little bit of time into that one. Next up is kind of surprising. You guys probably remember that I gave Dragon Age Origins my best game of the generation for last gen on the PlayStation 3. Dragon Age Origins kind of it was a fantastic experience, but I think it's been, for me at least, almost brought down a little bit by the experiences that I've had after that. Obviously, I'm leading up here to Dragon Age Inquisition. I was really excited about this, kind of hoping that it would just capture that feeling of Dragon Age Origins again. It was kind of like, the one that they obviously have been developing for whatever, 3 years or something like that, since or more, since that game came out. And I just, I played the beginning, and it just had that same feeling to me, where I was like, I'm having trouble getting into this, I don't know what it is about Dragon Age since that first game that has felt so inaccessible to me. Anyway, I only played a little bit of Inquisition, and I haven't gotten very far in it. I will probably come back to this and try to keep going with it, but again, I don't know, I have other games to play, so this one ended up sitting on my shelf. And this is the last game that's sort of in this slightly disappointing because I never, put all that much time into it category, and that is Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. You guys, I'm sure, know all about this. It's a remake of a PSP game, one that we never got here. Again, I played some of it, and it was alright. It was kind of fun. They did patch this to remove some of the weird, camera blur effect that they had on the backgrounds. This also comes with a demo of Final Fantasy 15, and I think that was probably also a big selling point for this. I was excited about checking that out, and unfortunately, personally, I found the gameplay of what I saw from Final Fantasy 15 to just not be something that I enjoyed. I tried playing it for quite a bit. I played it for a few hours, and it just, I don't know, man. I'm just not liking it all that much. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD itself, I didn't play a lot of. I found the intro to be rather gruesome, rather dark. It was pretty, serious stuff, and, the action gameplay seemed kind of interesting, but, again, it was just something that didn't really hook me, I didn't really get into, so, we'll see. Maybe I'll come back and play that a little bit more. I'd love to know if you guys have played, any of the games that I've listed so far and enjoyed them. I'd love to hear what you guys think of them, or if you think I should, definitely go back and put some more time into them, and just let me know. So now we're getting into the group of games that I have played more of. I think this first one's kind of on the cusp of, having played a lot and having not played a lot, because I could play more of it, but I've definitely played more of it than I have of the other ones, and that is Guilty Gear Xrd. Sign, I guess. This is something I was rather excited about. I'm not a huge versus fighter fan. I do tend to like I think the 3D versus fighters a little bit better than the 2D ones, but I've always maintained that I love the roster of characters in 2D fighting games. And I've definitely enjoyed a lot of them in the past, including the Guilty Gear series. So, when this was coming out, I'm just like, I'm excited about this. Let's check it out. And I have to say, it's really cool. This is a super fun 2D versus fighter. Well, I mean, it's sort of 2.5D. That's one of the things that's, I think, really nice about this, is they got this wonderful cel-shaded 3D look to this game. It looks fantastic. And, thankfully, it also plays fantastically to complement its looks. So I think this is a game that you can't go wrong with, especially if you like, fighters from Arc System Works and the Guilty Gear series or any of their other stuff. Really, really cool game, and I think it's great on the PS4. I definitely had some fun playing that one. Next up, I do have a review of this. I may put a link to that as well, so you guys can check it out if you haven't. But that is Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. And, like I was saying, it's, I think one of the things that I enjoy about gaming is just all the fun and interesting games that have come out of Japan over the years. And, in the last console generation, we had Western developed games, I think, take a much, more important place, and especially, I think, in terms of the games that are covered and reviewed, and sort of like the whole Western gaming culture, I think, kind of came into its own, and I sort of feel like Japanese gaming culture, for the first time in maybe, since the Atari generation took a back seat, I felt like, in last gen. And certainly there were plenty of fun experiences, but that's one of the reasons why I just think it's heartening to see a game like this come out. And it was fun. You know, I really enjoyed it. It's not like fantastic, but it's a good game. You get this district of Tokyo, Akihabara, like kind of this somewhat of a simulation of it with this completely ridiculous premise where these people are being turned into these weird like vampire-like creatures, and so you have to like expose them to sunlight to kill them, and which of course involves stripping their clothes off. And it's just fun. It's like a ridiculous premise, and it's kind of a silly fun gameplay with like kind of cool. I want to say like sort of alternate storylines that you can have with like the different characters in the game. It was fun. If you want to know more, check out my review. But Akiba's Trip, that is a game I believe I platinumed on the PS4 as well. I think that's one of my few platinums ever. Next up, this is actually a Western developed game, but one that I've sunk countless hours into at this point. That is Diablo III. I ended up picking this up because some of my friends had it, and it's great. You know, I mean, I like this kind of Western style RPG. This is much more, you know, just sort of dungeon crawling, loot grinding, like action RPG. But it's totally fun. I had a lot of fun with this, and it's nice because it was just very pick up and play. Like I could get on a headset and, you know, talk with my friends, and we'd play Diablo. I kind of miss it, actually. It might be fun to, I don't know, try to get us all playing a similar game like this. But Diablo was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that a lot. Next up is a series that we've seen on the Wii. It originated at least here on the Xbox, and we've missed some of the releases in the series because they've been Japan only, which is why I was really excited to see here. Xseed has been doing a lot of this great work here. One-Chanbara Z2 Chaos. Now, this is a game that, as far as I know, was physically only released here as a special edition. So if you pick it up physically, they're all the special editions. But it is, yeah, you can get it digitally as well if you want just the regular non-physical edition. But it's like an action zombie killing game with like girls in bikinis for the most part. It's really fun. The fighting game mechanics in this, I think, are super refined. It's a little bit of a budget game. Even the the special edition was like a little less than a new game normally is. I think it goes for about $50. I do have it available, I believe, still on my eBay store if you guys want to pick up a copy of it. But I just have had so much fun with this game. It's really, really it kind of surprised me how satisfying and enjoyable the combat is. You can switch between the 4 different characters in the game at any time. You know, you just kind of swap them in and out. You know, they all have kind of different weapons, different moves. You can, you know, build up kind of currency and buy new weapons and stuff for all the characters and new outfits and things like that. It's really, really fun, and I highly recommend it if you think this style of game seems cool. You like a little bit of flashy zombie slaying. That is an excellent game on the PS4. Next up, this is another game that I have absolutely loved so much. Natural Doctrine. I was interested in this game when it was first announced, but I wasn't really sure about it. One of my friends, I believe, picked it up first, and I borrowed his copy of it. And after I borrowed it and played it, I went out and bought a copy right away. This is it's a strategy game. It's basically like a strategy dungeon crawler. Think of it like a tabletop Dungeons and Dragons style of game where you have like miniatures laid out. It's essentially a tabletop miniatures game in video game form. So it's not any harder to learn the rules of it than it is to learn the rules of a tabletop miniatures game. And it really makes you think tactically just about every single move that you make in the game. It's challenging, it's fun. I love, they even they make nods to the tabletop miniatures-esque style of the game. They're kind of miniatures on a on a board, on a big tabletop board, and I think all of that was lost on a handful of the people that played and reviewed this game, which is too bad because it was just fantastic. If you like kind of fantasy dungeon crawling that really forces you to think strategically and come up with tactics to defeat kind of like preset boards, sort of scenarios where you're like, okay, it's like that these enemies are going to come from this location, and then this other group of enemies is going to pop up or whatever, and you just have to deal with that and like think your way through it. This game is fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. A very, very fun experience, and I was so glad to be able to play that on my PS4 and not have it just be. It's also available on the Vita and I believe the PlayStation 3. So whatever console you play that on, I highly recommend it. Next up, I got fairly recently Dragon Quest Heroes. This is another game that I have just sunk hours and hours and hours into. I'm not a huge Dragon Quest fan, but I have played, some of the old games, the original Dragon Quest, and I watched one of my friends play a bunch of Dragon Quest 8, I think it was, that came out on the PS2, which seemed like a lot of fun. So anyway, this is an action game developed by Omega Force. I don't remind myself that. Anyway, the people that do the Dynasty Warriors games. So this is essentially like Dynasty Warriors Dragon Quest, but they did make it a little bit more of an action RPG and Dragon Quest it up a bit, I think, more than like the normal Dynasty Warriors formula. I have been loving this. It's so much fun to just take your party of characters, go out and just do the quest. You're basically you're kind of repeating the same sort of quests over and over, like protect this location, or protect this person, or kill this number of monsters, or wipe out all the monsters in the map. I mean, that's pretty much it. But it has everything that you would expect from an action RPG. You have quests, you've got sort of like the main quests, you've got crafting, alchemy stuff, you're collecting kind of a secondary currency, getting these mini medals that you can turn in for different stuff. You're leveling up, you're getting new spells and abilities, you're getting new equipment and armor, all that kind of stuff. It's in here. It's a lot of fun, and I love the Dragon Quest universe in this. Kind of the way they've captured the look of it, I think is really fantastic in this game. So definitely been having a ton of fun with that and really enjoying it. And the newest game I picked up here is Fallout 4, and suffice to say, I'm absolutely loving this game as well. I've loved Bethesda's sort of big open world RPG style games ever since Morrowind. If you like any of Bethesda's stuff, or just if you like the idea of a big open world, like post-apocalyptic, listen to classical music while you run around and massacre raiders, and again do quests and level up and craft stuff, and it's the kind of typical RPG. Again, it's action-ish RPG, but you do have the vault assisted targeting system, or whatever it is there, VATS, that I think can make the combat just a little not all twitchy if you don't want to play it like that, which is how I like to play it. So Fallout 4 is my last PlayStation 4 game in my collection. And I also just wanted to point out that new product that I have here. What's really nice about it is, like all of my bags that I offer, the protective bags for game manuals as well as the cases, they don't have the adhesive on the flap. They have it on the case, and that means that you're not going to get it stuck all over your game, assuming that you don't set the game down, the case on the bag or something, it's really easy to just slide this back in and out. Here, I can just show you guys. Here, you're just going to take that and put that right back in, You know, you don't have to worry about it getting all gross or anything like that. And you know, these fit really well in here. I love how you know, well these ended up coming out. And not only that, but they're pretty tough. You know, this is high quality material. It's pretty thick, and like, you know, it's not. Yeah, I'm pulling on that, and it's not. I've gotten other like DVD sized cases, you know, clear bags like this that, you know, they tear on the edges, and this is pretty strong. So, you know, these are really a good high quality product. If you guys like protecting your video games, which I would highly recommend if you want to keep your stuff in good condition, you know, your PS3, your PS4, probably your Xbox One, they're all going to fit in here. So I hope that you guys check that out. You know, the same holds true for the DVD cases there. And I also have, you know, I have bags for CD-sized video games. I have bags for the 3DS and the Nintendo DS are up now. I also have manual bags, so you can protect the manuals on your games. I've got those for like PS4 and PS3 size. I have those for DVD-sized games, like stuff on the Wii and the 360 and all that stuff. And I have NES manual bags too. And I bet you guys probably have a lot of you know, loose NES manuals kicking around with your NES carts. Those manual bags are a great way to just protect those and keep them a little bit nicer. You know, they you know, they get all dog-eared and, you know, dusty and stuff. So you know, do something to help protect your games there. Definitely pick those up. If that sounds like something you'd like. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll join me again for more video game related videos. Take care.